Are you in the market for a pocketable camera that you could bring in your travels, in your vacations, or maybe just everyday vlogging? What is up guys, Nico here. Welcome back to another video here on the channel. And for today, I'm going to compare 3 cameras that you can actually put in your pocket, for traveling, for vacations, or even just for everyday vlogging. And these 3 cameras are the DJI Pocket 2, the Sony ZV-1, and the iPhone 13 Pro. Alright, so just a disclaimer, this is not a technical review, and I am not also saying that these are the 3 best pocketable cameras that you can buy in the market. I am comparing these 3 because these are the 3 cameras that I own. Alright, so with that out of the way, I compared these 3 cameras when we went on a vacation during the Holy Week here in the Philippines, and I just used them while walking, while talking, trying to compare what I see as advantages or disadvantages between the 3 cameras, and here's the footage. Alright, so I am now testing the Sony ZV-1, and I'm going to do all of these tests without any tripods, any selfie sticks, because I think bringing something like a selfie stick will defeat the purpose of these cameras being pocketable. So this is just me hand holding the camera, and if you think this is a little bit shaky, then it's because the stabilization is on standard, which is not that good compared to active stabilization. Now I'm going to turn on active stabilization right now. Alright, so now active stabilization is on, and as you can see, it cropped in a bit, but the stabilization is better right now, especially if you are going to use your camera in walking situations, vlogging situations. Then you get more stabilized footage, but again, it's cropped in. So if you can see, I am holding my camera this way, arms really outstretched. That's the Sony ZV-1. Also, what's your opinion about the sound? We are just using the onboard microphone of the camera. Also, one thing about this is I already dialed all the settings, my aperture, my shutter speed, the ISO, but it was too bright, too overexposed. I turned on the ND filter of the ZV-1 because it has a built-in ND filter, so that's an advantage of the Sony ZV-1. Alright, so now I am using my iPhone 13 Pro. I am using the front-facing camera, so I can actually see myself. Yeah, how's the stabilization? How is the sound as compared to the Sony ZV-1? I think one of the advantages of the iPhone 13 Pro over the ZV-1 is its focal length. I think this is a wider focal length, I feel, as compared to the Sony ZV-1, which has an equivalent of a 24mm focal length at its widest if you are on standard steady shot, but if you add the active steady shot, then it crops into about, I think, 28 or even 30 millimeters. So yeah, now I am going to test the rear cameras, because you actually have 4 cameras here in the iPhone 13 Pro. Alright, so now I am using the standard camera of the iPhone 13 Pro, or the 1X camera, which has the best image quality amongst all of the cameras available to you with the iPhone 13 Pro. And yeah, I've tested this camera so many times. I love the image quality. For the audio, I don't know if they use multiple microphones here in the iPhone. Best camera quality, how's the focal length? Is it okay for vlogging? Tell me what you think in the comments section below. Alright, now I'm on the ultra wide camera of the iPhone 13 Pro. This is the 0.5x lens of the, not the Sony, the iPhone 13 Pro. I'm sure this is okay for vlogging even if I put the phone near me. Yeah, disadvantage of this lens is some distortions when you go to the side of the frame. But yeah, I think very good for vlogging. How's the sound? Probably just the same, but how's the sound compared to the Sony ZV-1? So this is 0.5, this is the ultra wide. And we go to the 1X and we go to the 3X. Ooh, it's an insect. But you could also do that gradually. Again, let's go to 0.5X. You could actually like zoom gradually and not just press 1X and 3X. Now, if you go to the 3X, this is 3X. You see it switched lens. You could actually go further, but it is now on digital zoom. So you can see there is a change in image quality. You're actually at 9X, but it's a digital zoom, so it's not an optical zoom. So let's go back to 3X, 1X, and 0.5. So that's the zoom range of the iPhone 13 Pro. There is more range as compared to the Sony ZV-1. But yeah, I mean, how's the video quality as compared to the Sony ZV-1? Alright, so I am on the DJI Pocket 2, and how is the stabilization of this camera? This is actually a physical gimbal, so I'm expecting a, stabilized footage. Unlike the iPhone 13 Pro, you have good stabilization, but that's actually electronically stabilized. This, you actually have a physical mechanism or gimbal that stabilizes the footage. Although I've tested this camera a lot of times already, I've used it, you won't get like big gimbal like footage, especially it's light, so you're gonna have some micro movements from your hand. But yeah, it's pretty stabilized. One thing I liked about the DJI Pocket 2 is its audio quality, especially if you compare it to the DJI Pocket 1. This has also a 20mm focal length equivalent to a full frame camera, so it is pretty comfortable when it comes to its focal length when you are going to vlog with this camera. And it is very, very light, so it's a perfect travel camera. Alright, so I stopped recording there because I can see that I'm getting overexposed, so I switched the settings to auto exposure. So if you are someone who really wants manual settings, then there are actually ND filters that you can buy for this camera if you want to lock in your shutter speed when you are shooting with this camera. Now, how's the audio quality? I've got people shouting at the background. I don't know if it will pick up my voice well and reject those audio. Again, I'm not using any external microphones for any of these tests. All of the cameras that I used, the Sony ZV-1, the iPhone 13 Pro, and the DJI Pocket 2, I'm using all of the internal microphones of these devices. So yeah, how's the image quality? How's the audio quality? Again, one of the advantages of the two cameras over the DJI Pocket 2 is the zoom function. This doesn't have an optical zoom function. You can zoom with this, but it is digital. Let me show you. There you go. It is zooming, but it is cropping. I think it is still a good quality, but I mean, if it's not optical zoom quality level, if you really need it, then it is there. So it can go up to 2 times zoom. So that's about 40mm if my math is correct. Now, if you are going to get the creators combo, you could actually go wider than this. Let me get it right now, because it comes with this wide angle adapter. So if you put it in, then you actually have a 15mm equivalent focal length. So your range will be your frame will be wider. So for vloggers, this is a good attachment to have. So think about if you really need a wider shot, then you get the creator combo of the DJI Pocket 2. One more thing I like about the DJI Pocket 2 is that you could actually switch from, facing you, the camera, to facing in front of you smoothly by just controlling the gimbal like this. I triple tap the button and it smoothly shows what I see. Triple tap again and it goes back to me. For the Sony ZV-1, you actually have to, face the whole camera and probably adjust the flip screen to be able to see what your camera is shooting. And for the iPhone 13, I think you have to stop recording if you want to switch. Alright, so there you go, you've seen the videos. So for the image quality, these are not edited, these are straight out of the camera footage. As you can see, some of the footage are changing in quality depending on the exposure settings that I set. For the iPhone 13, it just changes between the lenses, and I think it changes automatically the exposure when in different conditions. So when it comes to the image quality, I leave that up to you. Please tell me in the comments which of the three you like best in terms of the image quality. When it comes to the audio, I think all of the cameras have amazing onboard microphones, so you don't need to bring extra microphones when using these three, especially if you just want to put them in your pocket. Now, for other things aside from image quality that you need to consider, in my opinion, number one, if you are going for the convenience, the iPhone 13 Pro for me is the best, because even if you're not going to go out to shoot video, to vlog, you already have your phone with you. So if you decide that your phone will be your main vlogging camera, YouTube camera, then that is one less gear you have to think about bringing whenever you go out. But if we are going to talk about, the ease of use, I think for me, the DJI Pocket 2 is the easiest to use for me, especially with, the handle part. Like, I think it's easier for me to hold it like this compared to the iPhone 13 Pro and the Sony ZV-1 that you hold like this. Now, if you want more flexibility when it comes to your settings, I think you will go for the ZV-1, as it has the most controls when it comes to aperture, shutter speed, ISO, and all that stuff. Now, if you want to do more advanced stuff, like more than vlogging, if you want to do some color correcting, I think you will go for the Sony ZV-1, as the picture profiles and the bigger sensor allows you for more flexibility when it comes to the image or the flexibility of the file types of these cameras. And those are my non-technical thoughts about these three amazing pocketable cameras. Now, please tell me what you think. If you are to choose right now just one of these three, which one will you get for your YouTube channel or your vlogging journey? Please share it in the comments below. And if you're still here, I highly appreciate you so much, and thank you for supporting the channel. And if you like this video, I highly appreciate it if you'd hit that like button. Also, if you haven't already and like videos like this one, consider subscribing to this channel. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you'll get notified whenever I upload new videos. Also, like me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.